Hello, everybody. That is my Porpoise here, and welcome to episode 3 of my New Game Plus Perfect Service tutorial for Valhalla. Today we're going to be going over days 4 through 6. These tutorials are going to start speeding up because I'm assuming that you know how to follow ingredients on a screen and how to do the tech. I will still be inputting drinks slower than I normally do on a run, just so that you can follow along. But these days are going to start getting faster as I want you to start learning the speed with which you're going to have to put in ingredients to keep up with the times. So, without further ado, let's get going. I currently have music, by the way, set to off, but there will be music playing here during your run. I just have it set to off for the tutorial. So, $80 gets him a gut punch, which you just make like that. It's an easy drink. Next is a Grizzly Temple, which is one of the most, important elements of blend skipping, is with a Grizzly Temple. Next, Streaming Chan comes in, and we give her a gut punch, then a big bad touch, and then another gut punch. So, she's pretty easy to serve, and remember, the big bad touch can be a little difficult, so be sure to watch your ingredients. Sometimes Valhalla likes to drop inputs. It didn't for me this time, but oftentimes it'll drop a Flanner Guide or a Powder Delta input, so be sure that you're watching those and make sure that you put in the right amount of ingredients. Last but not least, another gut punch. Pretty easy. Again, I click on that little spot on her thigh to immediately be on the home button, and I align my mouse in that corner there to immediately be on the ready button. So, these guys want 2 beers, so we're going to make it for them. Same way that we've been making beers the entire game. This is a fairly long section just because of the quantity of drinks that you need to make. However, a lot of them are the same, so it's pretty easy to learn. I'm gonna make 2 Brantinis, same as we've been making Brantinis throughout the entire game. Then we're going to make 2 gut punches. And then, another gut punch for Jamie. And then he asks for a beer. So, again, a lot of drinks, so it takes a while, but pretty easy drinks that you already know, and no drinks that kind of come out of left field, so it's a pretty easy day, just long. So, starting on the beginning of day 5, you actually don't want to immediately go over to this age because your boss wants rum. Rum gets added right here after Stella gives it to you. Same thing with the tea. Drag it over here, space 3 times, and it's served. So the brain wants a blue fairy. Brain's name is Taylor, by the way. Just make a blue fairy. And then we're going to make a beer. Then the brain gets a Cobalt Velvet for Alma. And again, just sort of follow my recipe on this one. It's decently complex key sweeping, but once you get it, it's pretty easy. And there's a Fringe Weaver. Fringe Weaver is the same as it has been. And then a bad touch. Alright, so that is the first half of day 5. Second half of day 5 is fairly interesting, to say the least. So it starts off with a Sugar Rush, which is very easy. But then Virgilio comes in, and this is the hardest Virgilio day. So Virgilio comes in and asks for 17. This is code for a gut punch with 17 ingredients. So, just watch how I do this one. I key sweep it throughout. It makes it pretty easy to calculate properly. If you don't put in the right amount of ingredients, your run is over. So, this drink is super important to get right. So, after you have that out of the way, he then asks for a plum, floating perfume, and blah blah blah. He's just asking for this. So, give him a fedora, and then you're done. Explosions happen, your boss comes in the day, and you don't go back to your room. You go to a loading screen, go through this loading screen the same way that you go through most loading screens, and then you're literally just holding down control for all of day 6. So day 6 is super easy, but it's imperative that you hold down control. Really important, don't mouse over this button and don't click it. As you see, it will kill your control speed. It will stop it. So just keep your cursor just kind of wherever on the screen. I prefer to keep it as far away from the drink button as I can. And just wait for this dialogue to end. And then you begin chapter 2. So that's all for this tutorial. Next tutorial, we are going to be going through chapters 7 through 9. So be sure to tune into those. Those are, each day gets progressively harder. So just follow along with me. Again, we're going to be speeding up throughout those days, and it's going to get great. As always, you can like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how you think these tutorials are. Tell me things that you think I can do to change them. I want to make these tutorials as best I can for you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Without further ado, I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.